Hello everyone, welcome to Electronica India 2025, and today we are at the Littelfuse booth with Mr. Malcolm Evans, Vice President and General Manager, Aerospace and Defense, and Mr. Cesare Pilarish, Site Manager, Aerospace. Welcome to Electronics Media.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
So let's begin with the first question. What major trends do you see shaping the aerospace and defense industry over the next 5 to 10 years?
Wow, that's a good question to start with. I think we see a number of areas in terms of obviously post-COVID, we see the growth of the industry being significant, especially in the aviation area, with the commercial aviation. We see big backlog, strong backlog, so that's coming back. Certainly from the industry, I think obviously defense is becoming more important, and also space industry is growing very fast, especially here in India. We see that space has a really big role to play. I think from a component level, we're probably looking at, I think size is becoming important, the smaller weight is obviously important, as well as seeing a general trend towards increasing power requirements. So from that perspective, that's covered.
So I think to add to your point in the operation point of view is the fact that in the aviation industry, we have a huge backlog. And the Indian supply chain becomes more important into that world because a lot of products, especially from Europe, will be transferred to India. And we have a huge demand to really get into that kind of pre-COVID production rates. And Indian will become really big player in that kind of role.
Okay, great. So, how do you see the digital technologies, smart sensors, IoT, AI, influencing the next generation of aerospace and defense components?
Yeah. Do you want to kick that one off?
Oh yeah, it is a long story to go. Let me say a long distance, not quite a short run, but it's a long marathon because all of those parts needs to be qualified, right? All of those parts, because it's not everything is really related to security of and the quality, and those kind of topics needs. If we are putting those into the business, it's more and more important to have good quality and reliable supply.
I think in regard to the actual AI and sort of digitalization, that's been a progressive for the last 20 years. I think Cesare is saying it's already impacted. So I think it's just continuation. And I think it's not going to be a revolution there. It's going to be more evolution. How do we use it more effectively? How do we gain the experiences? But it's such the industry itself is especially commercial aviation is so risk averse. It's not going to be something that's going to be another revolution. It's really going to be that incremental improvement in growth.
Great. So, the markets for aerospace and defense and protection solutions are highly regulated, often with long qualification cycles and long product life cycles. So my question is, how do you set strategy to manage R&D investment versus time to market versus risk?
So Littelfuse, we operate in a number of segments. So we are always developing products and developing processes across the board. So we're not just setting out for aerospace R&D. But the R&D for aerospace and the defense and the space itself leverages off what we're already doing in other businesses. It's just that the qualifications that we have, the processes within the aerospace, the commercial aerospace, are exceptionally long. So the way we manage our R&D is to make sure that we are always thinking about what they need, but looking to leverage off consumer or our industrial product development as well. So that our R&D strategy is really a combination. If we only did aerospace, then it'd be really difficult to have a strategy that is that would invest in R&D. So
Yeah, and being of decades in several markets, using that knowledge and bring them into the aerospace and defense industry is the beauty of Littelfuse, right? Because you can really have a learning curve how to bring that into market, and then we are showing with our reliable products how we can use in that kind of market. So this is maybe what Mark was mentioning.
Great. So, would you like to continue more?
No, I just also like to say is, aerospace itself is made up. It's a very, if I take an airplane, it's a very complicated.
No, it's very complicated.
You have a power system for the engines. You have flight controls, but you also have a lot of in-flight entertainment. So you have a really broad section. So Littelfuse has, for example, a lot of the in-flight entertainment. It's the same as you have in a car. So we already have the products for those for that application. On the power side, the engine management side, it's we also have that because we are dealing with a lot of industrial inverters, a lot of companies out there that are already doing that. So, the R&D strategy really is an integrated one with our full portfolio of our markets. Because as I said, that if you take the industry as a whole, there are a lot of similarities in what we do within other areas of industry.
Okay, so what role do resettable protection solutions play in making aviation and defense systems more reliable and sustainable?
Well, I've already mentioned that in terms of if you look at commercial aviation, a lot of our resettables go into the infotainment system. That's again reliability. We all fly everywhere, so we all know that when you're sitting in a seat and the video doesn't work in front of you, that's very annoying for the passengers. So the resettable means that they can reset in flight, and they can get customer satisfaction. In terms of space, and, say space, just to focus on space. Being in space, having resettables is a really important option. And those resettables can be solid state, they can be our polymer division, for example. But when you are millions of miles away, having the ability to reset is so important because you can't send somebody to fix a satellite.
Now that's true. So now I'm moving for the last question finally. And would you walk us through the Littelfuse product offering under aviation, defense, and space portfolio?
Yeah, I'll focus on our passives in that turn, and I'll ask Cesare to talk about specifically our aerospace division. So we have a full portfolio of products. We are for all applications. In terms of aerospace, we have some qualifications. We are looking to improve on that and expand that. That's an exciting area. Certainly, as the aerospace and defense are looking for better solutions, more solutions, we are able to help them and to meet that area. So we have all our portfolio has aviation approvals. So whether it's passives, fuses, or whether it's varistas or diodes or some of our power semi products, we meet aerospace defense requirements and looking to expand into those areas. And we will develop products further in the next few years to expand that into. We see this as a growing market. We want to be there. To that end, we specifically have board companies that help us on our harnesses and also on connects, and I'll ask Cesare to expand that.
Yeah, and maybe starting with some numbers. If we are now we are like 30 years already into that market, right? So if you really count how many or how long our products are, for example, in space, we put that in a row, so we can say that we are 3,000 years now already in space, right? Because we already supplied connectors to 700 different satellites programs. Mm-hmm. We are supplied harnesses to satellites, but we are producing also harnesses for the aviation industry. So every single Airbus harness, Airbus aircraft, has Littelfuse harnesses on board, right? Talking about entertainment, talking about the lighting system, uh, supplying of power, charging your phones. So we have already our products into that kind of applications, and we want to extend with a broader portfolio of Littelfuse into that market and focus to grow that market as well.
Great, great. It's great to have the conversation, and indeed a good. We got many insights about how Littelfuse is working for the aerospace and defense, and especially space sectors also. And thank you so much for joining us today. It was great meeting you. Thank you.
Appreciate your time, and we're here in India, really exciting place to be. Look forward to the big growth that's happening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.